In order for SHIB to continue to be successful, it needs to have continued adoption. That can really be said for basically any asset throughout the space. You need to continue to add new holders. You need to continue to take steps forward. And SHIB has done a great job during this bear market cycle of doing this. All-time high in terms of holders, great community engagement and development. There's a lot of positive things that have been happening that have furthered this adoption. And I will say there's a piece of the Shiba Inu ecosystem that we haven't really been paying much attention to because it's not quite what we expected. It's not quite laid out the way we want, but I don't want people to make the mistake of thinking that it cannot both indirectly and directly increase adoption for Shiba Inu. I'm obviously talking about shibarium and the shib ecosystem. And yes, it doesn't burn as much shib as we wanted. Yes, there is not as much focus on Shiba Inu as we wanted, but I want people to remember something. With each transaction, there is Shiba Inu that's removed from supply. SHIB is still the main governance token for the ecosystem. There is still things that are benefiting Shiba Inu that are happening here. So obviously we want shibarium to be successful. Now, obviously I want the SHIB Association to be even more successful because they have a direct focus on SHIB, but don't make the mistake of thinking that something like shibarium cannot help with SHIB, right? We obviously know those direct ways that it can increase SHIB adoption, but there are also indirect ways. We know that it's supposed to be a vertically integrated, decentralized ecosystem that is essentially powered by SHIB, right? We know that there's a metaverse coming. We know that there's supposed to be additional wallets that are coming. We know there's supposed to be stable coins. There's all these things that are supposed to round this out, and they're pushing for further adoption and integration and partnerships and all these things. And again, just by the name shibarium and the things that are being done within the ecosystem, again, with SHIB being a governance token and the burns, it can bring indirect adoption to Shiba Inu. Now, again, me personally, I haven't really been using shibarium. Not really. I haven't been using shibarium at all. Again, I don't agree with the direction, the way that things have been going. I think there are major changes that can take place, and maybe this is something that can down the line go through this shift. But I'm not naive in thinking that shibarium is a complete failure. I'm not naive in thinking that it doesn't do anything for SHIB, because it does. Okay. I just personally am sitting back, I'm watching and waiting to see if in fact it does help with these things. Okay. And I think that's probably the approach that people should take instead of just saying, oh yeah, it's a complete failure, it's junk, whatever, right? We should want it to be successful. We should want it to climb to millions of transactions. We should want it to really help impact what Shiba Inu can become. Okay. Now we're still kind of early in terms of a development aspect of SHIB. All right. Remember, this is the first bear market cycle we've gone through. And during this time, we've seen coins that have used Shiba Inu burn as an advertising method, I guess, right? That have actually burned SHIB with capital from influx into those coins. We obviously know that there's multiple chains in development. There are projects that are integrating Shiba Inu as a payment method. There's a lot of things that are still occurring during this time that are kind of early, right? We're in the early days of development when it comes to Shiba Inu, and a lot of these things are, again, focused on removing supply. And I want to remind people of something. The more projects like this that we have, the better it's going to be. The more Shiba Inu that's removed from supply, the better it is. We can get closer to that point where we are, in fact, hyper-deflationary. It could become the best store of value in the crypto space. When you can essentially outpace the drop that you experience during a bear market cycle, you can become the best store of value. That's what Shiba Inu truly has the potential of becoming. But it's important that as a community, people continue to push forward, that we continue to develop. And again, even if some of those developments aren't quite what we want, remember, this isn't the official SHIB team. This isn't the official SHIB ecosystem. This is a community project. And there are going to be a lot of them as we move forward. So instead of bashing this because it's not what we wanted, let's instead figure out new creative ways to continue to improve Shiba Inu, to help with adoption, to remove supply, and to help make Shiba Inu the global behemoth that we know it can become. So I appreciate you guys as always. I wanted to just give everybody that kind of mindset. I've been definitely negative when it has come to shibarium. Again, I don't like the way things are going, but just know that it's not the only piece of the puzzle. There are many things that are going to come down the line that will help with SHIB. So appreciate you as always. Show your support below. Love to hear your thoughts on this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.